How's everybody doing? Centennial 76 back with you here. And what I'm wanting to show you today is the Skyjacker suspension 2-inch drop arms that I picked up for the 1993 K1500. I also have installed these along with a full Skyjacker kit on the 1998 K1500. Now, to start off with, this is what they look like when they're assembled. You got your ball joint in, you got your bushings in. There's really not a lot to them, but altogether, it's pretty easy to do and get them set up and ready to put in the vehicle. So let me set this to the side and show you the parts here. So, on the parts, you got the control arm, the A-arm, whatever you want to call it, A-arm, for the upper half of the OBS trucks here. Now these are pretty heavy duty, they're nicely made. Now they do give you ball joint screws here to put back in. That way if you want to use your, say if you're trying to switch out your stock ones that you already have, but at this point most people probably ain't running a stock ball joint anymore. If they are, your truck really hasn't been drove a lot or it sits in the garage a lot. So it's nice that they give these out. Now past that, you need these washers, which what they do is they go on the inside of each arm and they help hold your bushings here in place. Obviously you get 4 polyurethane bushings in black for each side of the A-arm. Now I myself, I went ahead and bought some Moog upper bushings, and I also have Moog lower bushings for the 1993 K1500. And then past that, your sleeve that goes in your bushings here. Let's see here. So I'll kind of show you. It's not too hard. Your bushings just pretty much push in like so. The other side will push in, hopefully, kind of like so. Let's see here. It might give me a little trouble. Sometimes they slide in very easily. Other times they will give you a little bit of a hassle. Let me try a different bushing just to see if I can get one to slide in easier. Not so much. Nope. Okay, so it's just not want to be very easy to get the second one in. Let me keep trying here. That's just not want to be my friend today. So let me get both hands free here. There we go. It pushed in kind of easy that time. Now past that, I'm just going to open up my drawer here, make it a little easier on myself. That's not going to help either. So past that, these sleeves go into the bushing here. Alright. Then what I like to do, and this is just me, do it however you want. Oops. Woo, we lost the fallout boy. No big deal. As you can see, they're kind of in place already. I'll take it and just kind of put my bushing lightly back down there, and it's in. So it's that easy to stick your bushings in. Give me just a second. Let me pick up my bolt that fell on the floor here. I'm dropping all kinds of stuff today. All right. And let's see about getting the second one pushed in. And it would be a little bit easier to do this if I was to lube them up, but I'm not. I'm just being a little lazy. Plus, I don't want to put on real gloves and break out the lube and all that good stuff. All right. So that one pushed in pretty easy. That one went in even easier. Let's get my sleeve started here. Bear with me. Good way to hurt my fingers. All right. I got started in there. All right, banged in there. Slightly bang my bushing just back in place. I think it needs to go a little bit better. Turn over to the other side. And there we go. I got the control arm bushings in place on each side. I'll put the hammer out of the way. Give me just a second here. I got to pick up my fallout boy. He was up on a higher shelf in my workshop here. He fell down the other day. I just haven't climbed up and put him back up yet. All right, past this. The ball joint itself. Got to take the bushing off here. Sets in like so. Now, obviously, you want to leave these loose until you get each one of the four put in. Like so. And here is where it gets a little tricky, because none of this stuff is 100% perfect. So I'm going to turn it up like this so I can see it better. Looks like I can see this back hole here a lot easier. Just going to kind of hand turn it until I get it to where I feel it's good. Let's take this one here. Get the bolt off. And get it sitting about where I want it. Same deal. Just kind of hand turn it until you feel it catch. All Alrighty. At this point, I'm going to get my ratchet. Get this one to start pretty decently. And with this one to start in pretty decently. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm just going with the longer socket here so I have more to hold my hands on and work with. Alright, that one's down good enough. Throw the move box out of the way so I have a little bit more work room. Take my washers up, get those out of my way. And just torque on this one until I get it to come down through. Okay, both those are pretty good. So at this point, I'm going to flip them over. And just got to get my washer, my nuts here started on each side. All right, so we got all that. Now, the hard one is the one that's here next to the little bend here in the arm. So I'm going to do it first. So it takes a little finagling to get your socket down on it. And from there, I'm just going to take my other socket here. And we're going to tighten on it until we get it tightened up. As Bob Ross would have said, let's make a happy little fit here. Now, after doing a couple of these ball joint inserts like this, I would suggest do this bolt first. It can be a lot harder to work with if you don't do this one first. I basically just get them good and tight, like a German girl, good and tight. Now we're just going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until we get her loose. A little bit of a persuasion with a screwdriver to pop it back off. And there we go. So that one's done. Like I said, that's kind of the hardest one out of the four. And after that, Basically just get myself set up here to do the last 3. Now they are torque specs that you're supposed to set these at. During this video, I'll do it off camera. I'm going to get out my torque wrench and actually do the torque specs on them. But for now, I'm just kind of showing you what it takes to get all this put in. And if you want to know or you're not sure on the torque specs, send me a message there and ask me. I'll be glad to tell you. Now they do give nylon lock washers, or excuse me, nylon lock heads here. Sorry, I'm struggling just a second. So once you tighten them pretty good, even without putting the torque specs on it, it should not back off unless you just didn't put enough torque into them. Alrighty, that's 3 in place. And let's get the very last one here set. There we go. My mat's kind of sliding on me. I really don't need the mat, but I've just got it there to keep me from scratching up my tabletop. Just a second, I think I got one of my ratchets going the wrong way. Yep. Alrighty. Don't think I can get it any tighter until I put something on it to torque spec everything. And the last thing I need to do here, put my Zerks fitting in the top of my washer, or my ball joint, sorry. And of course, this is the hardware they give me with the ball joint. The only thing I'll probably use out of here will obviously be the nut here for the ball joint and the cotta pin, however you want to say it. And we just kind of get that slightly set. I put a little pressure on the top of it. Start driving it down in. And obviously I'll still have to grease these both on both control arms before I put them in the truck, or I can do them after. I like to do them beforehand normally, but now as you can see, this is my rubber boot that goes on the ball joint. I wasn't too impressed with that, but it is what it is. Now when you're putting these in, you don't have to put them in like He-Man. He-Man! Because if you strip it out, then you messed it up, and you're just going to have to buy a new one. That's literally all it takes. After that, so stuff out of my way here. I like to get it at least decently straight. Then after that, just make sure my rubber boot's down pretty good. And there we go, folks. So that upper control arm, along with this upper control arm, they're both ready to be installed in the truck. Now the hard part comes, disinstalling everything. Now you do reuse your factory bolts up here to make sure everything sets. There are alignment tabs that are on those factory bolts. Make sure you either buy new ones or just reuse the ones you got. They really don't go bad unless something stupid's went along with your truck or they've just rusted out, but normally they don't. But anyways, so these are the Skyjacker 2-inch drop control arms for the 1993 K1500. From what I read on their website, they go from 88 up to 98. There are some 99s, even up to 2000 that are leftovers of the OBS body styles. You know, officially they stopped in 98, but you know, whatever. But hopefully this will help you. It'll show you what's going on, what it really takes to put these in. But you know, I really hope you stuck along and have enjoyed my video. But if you will, like, subscribe, comment, follow, and share. And until next time, y'all have a wonderful day. Centennial 76 out.